Hey Orange, guess what?
What?
Pac-Man... Welcome to the second episode of Pac-Palooza. This week we'll have a video dedicated to the Great Yellow One every day in anticipation for the Rise and Fall of Pac-Man video coming Saturday. So what are we playing today? You might think Namco Museum, and while we're technically playing it, that's not the focus, but I'll do a quick overview. Unlike Namco Museum Remix, all the classics are here. You got Pac-Man, Galaga, Dig Dug, Pole Position, Miss Pac-Man, and Galaxian, though I don't know anyone in their right mind who would play Galaxian when Galaga is here. But it's nice they included it, but what separates this Namco Museum from other Namco Museum games is the inclusion of the arrangement games. These were sequels to Namco classics released in the mid-90s in arcades, but they fortunately saw a re-release on consoles. I'm playing this on the GameCube, and although I'd love to cover every arrangement game, as there are other ones like Galaga Arrangement and Dig Dug Arrangement, the focus today is Pac-Man Arrangement, because it remains one of the few sequels to Pac-Man made by Namco that retains the original gameplay of Pac-Man. Other sequels like Super Pac-Man and Pac-Pal were much more experimental and different gameplay-wise, while Pac-Man Arrangement is very similar to the first game. So let's take a look at it, shall we? Alright, starting off the game. It's already gotten pretty weird. Urchin Clyde, Romp, Pinky, Stylist Inky, Crybaby Blinky. Okay, first problem. Clyde and Blinky's names are reversed, as if Clyde hasn't had enough issues with his name, but the mystery ghost is called Kinky. I'm not sure if the translation team knew what they were doing here, but if they did, I'm at a loss for words. But anyways, while I get my words together, it shows you the instructions on how to play Pac-Man. I don't think you'd ever need them, but they're there regardless. But right off the bat, you can tell the gameplay is much more similar to Pac-Man than in games like Super Pac-Man or Pac-Pal. We are in World 0 right now, and as you can see, it looks similar to Pac-Mania's Lego stage, though there are a few differences. For one, I had terrible timing there, where I thought the ghost was still blue, but right as it happened, he turned back to Inky. So, regardless of what Pac-Man I'm playing, I'm probably not going to be very good at it despite me loving the series. The second difference is you can't jump like in Pac-Mania, though that's a good thing. Jumping in Pac-Man kind of feels like cheating, to be honest. I mean, who are we, Billy Mitchell? Anyways, this was the first round, but I want you to pay attention to that certain ghost. So we are getting another tutorial about the dash panel stage. As you can see with that weird ghost, he will appear again. What he did essentially is transform with the other ghost into a bunny ghost. He combined with Pinky, but if he combines with Clyde, the red ghost, he'll turn into a bull. And he does have other forms, which are very weird, but regardless, it's a very interesting game to say the least. There are also new power-ups such as this one, very similar to the Double Cherry in Super Mario 3D World. Also, yeah, unlike 3D World though, there is a real Pac-Man, and you can easily tell who it is, though I didn't in that case because I wasn't paying attention. But why does it remind me of 3D World? And oh, there are even cherries now. So we're in World 1, and I really don't understand how there could be any references to Mario and Pac-Man. I mean, maybe something in the future, like, you know, maybe a versus Pac-Man game that's multiplayer and uses Game Boy Advances as controller and some Mario as an announcer. Maybe he'll appear in Mario Kart. Those ideas are just silly. I lack some sleep, so excuse me for going on a weird tangent of just ideas that are just silly. But we're in the first world now. The other one was just essentially a tutorial. So this is a remake of the first stage in the original Pac-Man. I'm not sure if you can pull off some of the tricks you could in the original, but this game is much easier than the original Pac-Man. Like I said, this released in the mid-90s, where arcades were kind of being converted into kid casinos, pretty much. So we went from great games like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Dig Dug, to essentially redemption games that are pretty much encouraging gambling for kids. I guess it's never too young to start gambling. I have a gambling problem. But anyways, this game is still great, and there are great modern arcade games. Of course, there are the Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix games. I know I was joking before, but those games are great. This game is great, And as you can see, Kinky and Blinky turned into the Bull Ghost thing. What a weird game. And it's just like, yeah, there definitely are some great modern arcade games, but I would love for arcades in the United States to be similar to the ones in Japan, which still focus on games, and with technology increasing, they could definitely do more cool things with VR and stuff like that. But yeah. Oh, and yeah, we're in the third stage of World 1. And what I think of this game. So when it comes to Pac-Man, I'm a big fan of the traditional formula of Pac-Man. That's something we only got from the Bally Midway sequels. And even then, games like Junior Pac-Man were very weird and kind of bizarre because it focused on scrolling stages, which could be disorienting to some people. This, on the other hand, is exactly what you'd expect from Pac-Man. Yo, strawberries in the house! I've been watching too much Annoying Orange too. But yeah, this is a great game. It's highly underrated. I don't think Namco has re-released this in a while. I see this root power-up. I don't know what it is. It apparently turns a ghost into presents? What a weird game. But yeah, if you want to play this game, it's on Namco Museum on the GameCube. I would believe it's on the PS2 and Xbox as well. The Xbox Series X is compatible with the original Xbox games, which is very nice to see. It's funny because Nintendo was the only company that was focusing on backwards compatibility for the longest, and nowadays they don't give a damn about backwards compatibility or preserving any of their games, unless it's for like a limited release or some upscaled port. But yeah, this game is great. I really have no complaints about it. The controls feel a little floaty, but you'll get used to them. But at its core, it's Pac-Man, and that also means I'm not going to be very good at it, regardless of what Pac-Man game it is. But do I think it is worthy of being a sequel to the original Pac-Man? Absolutely. While Miss Pac-Man is always going to be the true sequel to many people, I feel like this is the true evolution of Pac-Man. This is the new Super Mario Bros. Of the Pac-Man series, in a really good way though, because New Super Mario Bros. Only got a bad reputation because they milked that series dry. If they left it to just DS and Wii, nobody would have a problem with New Super Mario Bros. So consider this New Super Mario Bros. DS and consider some of Namco's other Maze Pac-Man games, New Super Mario Bros. 2 and U. And, oh no, there's an orange, guys. But yeah, this is a very cool game, like I said before, and it looks like we're under the sea now. This is where I would expect the pineapples, but I guess this was a little bit before SpongeBob's time. And of course, Kinky turned into a bull again. There are also the warp tunnels, and I think if you eat Kinky when he's blue... Oh, he just dashed into me. That was one of his effects. You can turn the other ghost blue. But yeah, looks like we are running low on lives. But this is a very cool game, like I said. Like I said, no complaints about it, and it's highly underrated. And Namco, you should re-release this game. It's very cool. Well, anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and keep calm and Dada on.